Hey everyone, welcome to the second part of this 2,000 subscribers special where I'm going to be answering some of your questions that you put on the Q&A community post. So, yeah, thank you for all your questions. I'm going to answer all of them in this video. So, yeah, if you haven't seen part 1 of the 2K subscriber special where I made a parody of We Didn't Start the Fire, but made it Splatoon themed. We didn't start the turf war! I would recommend you go check that out because I think you're gonna like it. And speaking of which, a very close friend of mine, you might have heard his name, made this beautiful art piece. So thank you, Shelby, for the art piece. I think it looks amazing. I'm gonna save this picture somewhere on like a lock screen or something. But anyways, thank you for that, and let's just get into the questions. So, first question from my good friend Stray Octo. He asks, "What's your opinion on Bloblobbers?" I mean, it's a great question. I actually used to use Bloblobber a tad bit because it was pretty, like, when I used to play Turf War a lot more, I would use it because it was a good painter and I was pretty good at getting splats with it. But these days, the people who play Blobbers are cowards who don't try to get into the fight. All they have to do is just stand back and spam ZR, and then a few hits later, you get a kill. And I mean, I have no hate towards any Blobber user. I just have hate towards the weapon. So that's a great question. His second question is, if you could play any game for the first time, which game would it be? Well, obviously Splatoon Raiders, because I think every Splatoon fan wants a piece of that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Splatoon Raiders. I wonder when the Direct is coming out. I did actually see that the release date was leaked for like June 18 or something. So, if it's true, then that's something to be excited for. So, yeah, I'm excited for Splatoon Raiders, but I would also probably... Another game I would really like to try out or play is Super Mario Sunshine. I've seen gameplay of it, and I just think it looked really cool. And, you know, same with, like, I've tried out Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is already one of my favorite games ever, because, you know, the Switch port was super fun. And I still need to work on beating Mario Galaxy 2 at the time of recording this, so... Yeah, it's a great game. And I also want to try playing Mario 64. I think that's available on the Switch Online N64 thing, which, you know, costs money. And, I mean, I have the money to get it. I just haven't gotten it yet. So maybe I'll try it out, because Mario 64 has always looked really fun. And his last question is, if Splatoon didn't exist, what game do you think your channel would be about? Well... I've been a Nintendo fan basically my whole life, and I think it would just be based on other numerous Nintendo games, you know, like Mario and Smash Bros. And really just any other game that I have on my Switch, because, you know, I have like Mario Kart, like a bunch of Mario Karts, a bunch of Super Marios, Mario Party, Wii Sports, Madden 26, because I love football. Go Lions. But yeah, if Splatoon didn't exist, I would just focus on other Nintendo games because I love Nintendo. So yeah, thank you for the question, Stray. We are going to move on to Maple Volcano 1843. They ask, what is your favorite pet? Well, I have a few pets. I have 2 dogs, 1 cat, and a few dozen chickens, and soon some cows. We'll get, you know, a few beef cows, and I think we're planning on getting a Highland cow too to keep as a pet. But I think my favorite of those bunch is my puppy JD. He is currently laying in his crate right now as I do this, probably sleeping. And then I also have my bigger dog Coda, who he's a fluffy guy, fluffy furball. What is your favorite song by an artist? Well, I really like to listen to Christian contemporary music. That's always been one of my favorite genres of music. From, like a few ones that stand out are Phil Wickham, Brandon Lake, Josiah Queen, Forrest Frank. And there are also a bunch of underrated ones like, for example, I Am They. That's a really good one. I recommend checking them out. And Phillips, Craig, and Dean. They're a little bit of an older band, like from the 90s, but I still enjoy some of their music. And also Michael W. Smith. Michael W. Smith is one of my favorites as well. So yeah, it's a great question. But also secular music, I really like 80s music, like Tears for Fears, Bon Jovi, and just a bunch of the rock music, the Cranberries, and Toto. So yeah, that's a great question. And what is your favorite thing to do in the summer? Marching band. That's it. Marching band is my favorite thing to do in the summer. I am a drumline student. I played bass drum last year for marching band. I want to see if I can get on the tenors or like the quad drums, because those are really fun to play. And I also like, going to the beach and staying inside and playing video games, because when you're a Splatoon player, you don't go outside, usually. But anyways, thank you for the questions. Some great questions. Next we have good friend Pearly. She asks, what inspired you to create a channel in general? That's definitely a good question. I've just seen, I've watched some YouTube growing up. I've seen, some of my favorite YouTube channels, Dude Perfect and some other kids channels, but yeah, Dude Perfect, I've always stuck with Dude Perfect for a long time because they've always been one of my favorite channels. I remember I used to just take my parents' phone and record some really dumb, poorly filmed videos. And that was one of the reasons I got inspired to make this channel. And also, when I still went to private school, my school had our own email, and it gave me a channel, or it already had a YouTube channel created. I didn't have to create one, so I just started posting videos on it. And then after a year and a half, everything just got deleted because I guess the school didn't want me to post videos. So yeah, those got deleted, and I only got to 40-something subscribers on that in the span of a year, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, now with 2,000, that's definitely been a great improvement. So that's a great question. What is your favorite video or short you've made so far on this channel? I think I'll give you my favorite video and my favorite short. I think my favorite video that I've made was, I'd say my top 3 favorite are the parody video that I just posted, the 80 things that Splatoon players never say, or Splatoon fans never say, and the other one is the 90 ways to fail in Wii Sports Resort. I really enjoyed recording and making those videos, and I like watching them back, and I think they're really good. So, and my favorite short that I've made was probably the Octomom video, where I explain where you can use a secret to defeat the Octomom instead of just a regular bomb. But I also really like the bosses videos, and part 3 is coming soon for that, I promise. So yeah, those are 2 great shorts. So yeah, thank you, Pearly. And next, good buddy Toad, he says, I'm flabbergasted. I'm so happy for you. Now you've left the small creator space. You're a large Splatuber without much of a backlog. It's time to grind, or just collab with me all the time and stay at 2K. JK, congrats, bro. I'll just get to the questions. It's cool having one of my best friends off this community reach such a milestone, especially since I knew you since you were around my sub count XD. Aw, Toad. Yeah, I appreciate you too, Toad. His first question is, will you ever delete your own videos? Not like they're bad, I mean do you find them cringy? I do find them cringy. I definitely do. And I recommend to all of you watching to not watch them, because they're really bad. But I don't think I'm gonna delete them, because posting them is what got me here, got my channel to where it is right now. I feel like they should just stay because it just reminds me where I started, and it can just remind me that how far I've gotten. And Toad's second question is, would you ever consider doing weekly streams or weekly long-form videos? Streams, I don't know. I wanted to try doing weekly streams. I actually did used to do a few weekly streams, only a few, but honestly, they were all pretty, like, they were good, I guess, but like my Wi-Fi is so bad that they would always, you know, be all choppy and skip a bunch of frames, and it was really annoying. So I guess one stream per week isn't too much work, but like honestly, I just never have time. Like I have a lot of things in life that are going on, like, you know, band and school and football. And on that topic, I found a homeschool football league that I'll be joining in the spring and maybe the fall. So that's a fun opportunity, but I digress. I do want to get out more long form videos because those get you a lot of views, and I feel like my long form videos don't really perform as well as my shorts, which is expected because for a short you just need to scroll and then you'll just find the short. So yeah, but I want to try more long form videos because I like making them and can just go more into depth compared to shorts, because, you know, shorts are only limited 3 minutes. So yeah, it's a great question. Have you planned much into the future of your channel, or do you just post whatever's the best idea that's in your mind at the time you sit down to edit? These are some great questions, Toad. Really, I do make scripts for my videos, and I have a few scripts but I haven't really scheduled when I'm going to make these videos. I kind of just pick a random one to make, and then I just record it, and then I edit it all up. So I don't exactly have a schedule of like when things are gonna be made, but like I do have plans for videos that I want to make. I don't just come up with something like as I'm on my computer about to edit something, but I usually do plan within a day. Like usually I just think of an idea, and then it takes me like a day to like figure out how it's all gonna go, and then, you know, I record the clips, I record me speaking. So I don't really plan that much into the future. Maybe like a week into the future, maybe at most, because like I don't really know how much what I'm gonna do every week. I just kind of decide, like I just come up with an idea and then I decide to do it, if that makes sense. Sorry, that was a good question, and I'm too dumb to answer with anything better than that. So thank you, Toad, for the questions. Next we have French Fat Yoshi, who asks, which Splatoon amiibo is your favorite? I don't have all of the amiibos. I have none of the Idols amiibos, so that sucks. I really want to get them though. But I think my favorite amiibo is probably I like the Hero and Veronica amiibos because just like the attention to detail with like the bow and then also the 96 gal attached to both respective amiibos. I do have a John amiibo, and then also the orange Inkling Girl and the Squid, and also the Small Fry amiibo. But the John amiibo was torn up by JD. He just found it on the floor and chewed it up. It's still functional, thankfully, but now it looks like John went through a shredder, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, I'd say my Hero and Veronica amiibos are my favorite. And if you had to add one old map back, which one would it be? I feel like this is unpopular, but I'd really like to see Salt Spray Rig come back because it's the only map that hasn't been brought back, or like that hasn't made it past the first game. And I just want to see it again. I think it would make a really good tricolor stage because it's kind of already, the layout is like already shaped as a tricolor stage. Like the giant area in the back can be like where the Ultra Signal is, and yeah, I think you get it. And it was just always one of my favorite maps in the Splatoon franchise, so I'd really like it to come back. Last question is, in what color do you prefer Yoshi? Well, my favorite color is orange, so orange is obviously one of my choices, but I also really like the light blue Yoshi, especially in like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It really meshes well with a few of the vehicles like the Mr. Scooty and the Teddy Buggy. But I also just like the regular Yoshi, the regular green Yoshi. It's a nostalgic Yoshi color, and I think that's the best Yoshi overall, honestly. So yeah, thank you, Yoshi, for the questions. And next we have Drift Void, who says, congrats again on reaching 2K. Thank you. And they ask, what is your favorite weapon in Splatoon? I've cut it down to really two main weapons, which are Octobrush, specifically the Comet's Octobrush, and Mint Decavitator. I use the Octobrush a lot more. I have it 6-starred. I have 6 stars on it. Decavitator I have 4 stars at, but I'm trying to get it to 5 stars. So yeah, those are two of my favorite weapons, and I'm using Decav because it's, you know, a more meta weapon than Octobrush, because Octobrush isn't really good in the meta. I've been thinking about becoming a competitive player. I just need to, you know, find a team or something. So yeah, that's why I use it. And then, you know, Comet's Octobrush is, I use it because it's easy. So yeah, and then there's some of my other like secondary like some of my mains that I don't really use as much, you know, like Paintbrush, Splat Roller, Carbon Roller, Luna Blaster, just any blaster really. Yeah, that is a great question. Thank you. And what made you get into Splatoon? So I watched a Splatoon 2 story mode gameplay by the YouTube channel We Like to Play. I don't even know if they're still posting anymore, but you know, it was a great channel, nostalgic. So they played through the Splatoon 2 story mode, and I was like, holy cow, this looks absolutely amazing, and I want to try it out. So I got a Wii U for Christmas in 2019. Yeah, I know, really late. And with it, I got Splatoon 1. So I finally got Splatoon 1. I tried it out. And then, you know, when I started playing online on it, that game really kept me sane. Especially during COVID-19, like the COVID quarantine. Like, I probably would have gone insane without it. So yeah, I have a lot to thank for Splatoon. So yeah, that's kind of how my obsession with Splatoon kick-started. And last question is, what are some of your favorite video games? Well, obviously Splatoon. Just the Splatoon franchise. And then I also really like, you know, just any Nintendo game, really. You know, just any Mario game, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Wii Sports, Madden, and, you know, Epic Games. I really like, you know, all those games. Yeah, thank you for those questions, Drift Void. And next we have Swagtavius. He asked, my only question is, did the 2K change your life? I definitely need to be careful with this question because, you know, if I say yes, then that's gonna seem like my life sucks and that 2K was like the only thing that'll make me happy. But if I say no, then that's gonna seem like, you know, I don't care about my subscribers. But basically, the 2,000 subscribers is definitely great, but you know, it's not like life changing. I mean, like, in the fact that this is gonna make my life like so much better than it already is. Like, it is great. I appreciate all my followers, but there are better things, such as salvation with Jesus. So yeah, thank you for that question. My friend Godzilla Dojo asked, why did you even start YouTube? Kind of already answered this, but you know, I was inspired by a lot of other YouTubers to make videos. So basically it was just by inspiration. I was like, it looks so cool, I want to try it out. I don't know if I'm going to do this for a living. That's just, we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But Yeah, that's a great question. Next, why did you choose Splatoon to be your niche? Well, really just because it's my favorite video game. It's been for a while now. It's just creative, it's fun, and you know, I've met a lot of good people from it. So, it's a great thing. And what is your goal, your YT channel? With your YT channel, I'm guessing you mean. Really, it's just to show the talents that the Lord has given me, and just show how, you know, just show my skills, show my talents, and to communicate with others, you know, spread the gospel, and interact with people who may not know Jesus yet, and, you know, just let them know that someone loves them, and that it's Jesus Christ, and that he died for all of us. So thank you, Godzilla, for the questions. Next we have Chip, who asks, what is your favorite promo kid if you have one? I do like Hero. He's definitely one of my favorite promo kids. And I think John is also one of my favorite promo kids, just iconic and memeable. So, yeah, that's a great question. What is the worst Splatoon weapon in your opinion from any game? To fight against E-Leaders. That's just that's the biggest obvious. But honestly, my least favorite weapon to use? That's a difficult question, because I definitely don't like using a lot of weapons. I think a few weapons that stand out that I hate using are Bamboozler, Recycled Barella, and H3 Nozzle Nose. All of those I don't really like. I just find them a little difficult. So, yeah, that's a great question. And Chip says, congrats on 2K. Thank you very much. Great questions. And Red Fox 12346 asks, what's your favorite weapon to use? Comet's Octobrush and Decavitator will always be my favorite. Actually, I don't know if always, but yeah, those have been favorites for a while. So, yeah, great question. Terry Tay Office Linebacker 760 asks, where do you get your ideas? Well, if I wanted to rage bait you, I would just say my brain, but honestly, I've seen a few other, you know, Splatoon Shorts YouTubers, you know, like Joyconic, Nblade, Tiger, make a few cool, like, discussion, commentary shorts like that. So that's definitely where I get a few ideas from, or like kind of a bit for the format. And I was inspired to make the boss video by Joyconic, what your favorite palette says about you. Like I enjoyed that video. So, and I just decided to make one for Splatoon bosses. Yeah, I just honestly I can get inspired to make for, like, I could get ideas from anywhere, honestly, you know, just even from the community as well. Gotten a few ideas from the community. So yeah, those are great questions. Actually, that was only one question. But Little Fangs Official says, what is the most suspicious weapon in Splatoon for you? Like, when you see that weapon, you know that the player's gonna do some random strat that works. Honestly, I don't really know. I really think that Squiffer, because like Squiffer is a charger. You would expect a charger to be like more backline, but honestly, I feel like a Squiffer is more like midline. I think it's a midline weapon, and sometimes I just forget that. And I think Squiffers are kind of annoying a little bit, but still manageable. And Splooshamatics are also annoying and suspicious because, you know, they're splooshes. They're going to invade your base because that's what they do. So yeah, that's a great question. Jimmy Harris asks, who are you? Not trying to sound rude, just feel like you just appear on my feed. That's not a problem. You can see who I am in my bio, really. But long story short, I'm Mr. Cal, Christ follower, gamer, musician, singer now, I guess, and I play a lot of Splatoon. That's kind of my channel in a nutshell at the moment. Splatoon fan and also a Nintendo fan, but mainly a Splatoon fan. Great question. And second, if Splatoon 3 had updates to feature gear, music, and Splatfest for many of our modern day pop stars, such as Taylor, Ariana, Beyonce, or Lady Gaga, would you be okay with that? Okay. I don't know how to answer this because, in my opinion, I'm not a fan of either of the singers you listed. But I mean, like you can already like kind of find some gear to like find some ways to dress up as some of the singers you mentioned. Like my 50 Celebrity series, episode 2 is actually Ariana Grande, and I made a character for Ariana Grande, and it looked very much like her, I feel like. I wouldn't say, I mean, like, I wouldn't be a fan of them adding gear like that, but I wouldn't really hate it either. Like, I'd just be somewhere in the middle because... But if they did, like, a Splatfest for it, I probably wouldn't really consider... I don't really think I'd participate in it because I don't really care for any of those singers. I'm just more of a CCM guy. If they do like a Christian contemporary music Splatfest, I will be there. So, but they won't do that because it's Splatoon. And not everyone's a Christian, as sad as it is. But next question is, Big Man is a Shakira fan. How do we feel about that? I really only know about Shakira from the Zootopia movies because I think Zootopia is an underrated movie. And also the sequel. The sequel's pretty good. I still think the original's better, but honestly, no comment. I don't really care for Shakira either. And if Big Man's a Shakira fan, I already don't like Big Man. But even if he was a Shakira fan, I would still dislike him the same amount because I don't really care. Great questions, though. But, and here we go, friend Shelby. He asked, yeah, congrats. My only question is, are you going to be doing anything special after reaching 2,000? Well, the parody and the Q&A video is what we're doing for 2,000. I was going to do 2 videos for the 2K subs because it's 2,000 and not 1,000. So, yeah, that's a good question. So, yeah, thank you. Next, Axolotl fan asks, what's your favorite weapon class? Well, my favorite weapon class is brushes, obviously. You know, I really like Paintbrush and Octobrush, and I want to try and get into Inkbrush, but Carpal Tunnel is too much of a risk. So, because I already use brushes. But I do also like Splatanas. That's probably my second favorite weapon class. Actually, I can't really say it's my second favorite weapon class because I really only use Decapitator. So, I guess that can't really be my second favorite, but you get the point, I think. And I also really like rollers. Because, you know, Carbon and Splat Roller, Vanilla Splat Roller, are some of my favorite weapons as well. And, second, who is your favorite idol? Honestly, I really like the, you know, both Squid Sisters idols. Out of those two, I think I like Marie better. She's just a savage and laid back and sassy. And I think my favorite idol right now is Shiver, though. Because the personality is just kind of aligned with me. It's also really just because I don't like Big Man, and I like Fry. She's alright, but she doesn't have enough Splatfest wins. So I guess Shiver and Marie are my favorite idols of the 7. So, yeah, great question. And number 3, sweet, spicy, or salty? Sour doesn't get a say in the matter. That's fair. That's fair. I don't like sour things either. I also don't like spicy things, so I can cross that off the list as well. So yeah, it's between sweet and salty. Honestly, I might just go for whatever I go for more, because both are super good. You know, sweet, we got, you know, donuts. I love donuts because I'm an American. But salty, chips, potato chips, and popcorn, and French fries, and steak. So I think I honestly prefer salty foods better, because, you know, I really like steaks, and I like popcorn and French fries. So yeah, I just feel like salty is just one of those great flavors. So yeah, those are some great questions. Thank you, Axolotl. And finally, Agent D asked, Mr. Cal, why are you a cow? Just kidding. She says it's just a little joke. But real question, favorite animal and why? I think my favorite animal has always been dogs. They're just cute. They're fluffy. I mean, not always fluffy, but like, they're called man's best friend for a reason. They're loyal, they're cute, and I just think that they're one of the best animals that the Lord gave us. And not to mention, they're also pretty useful. Just like emotional support, and, you know, like guard dogs and all the police dogs and stuff like that. So yeah, dogs are undoubtedly my favorite animal. And those are all the questions. Thank you all so much for your submissions and your questions. I really hope you enjoyed this Q&A, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.